Shout out to Russell Westbrook. He called it a career today, retiring after 18 legendary seasons in the NBA. And I say legendary because the dude is an absolute legend, one of the greatest players to ever step foot on the basketball court. Personally, I have him in my top 50 all time. He's the most athletic point guard I've ever seen. And yes, guys, I remember John Wall. Obviously, I remember Derrick Rose, but Russ was something different. He had that speed, that quickness, that vertical, but he had a level of strength to his game too. The way he combined all those traits into a point guard body, just something I've never seen before. The motor that he played with too, something I've never seen before. You got Kevin Garnett's motor in an athletic freak of a point guard's body, and it was fun to watch. And that motor set him apart for me. That's one thing that I always loved about him, is you never had to question if he was going to bring it every single night. I grew up in Minnesota. I'm not a Timberwolves fan, but I go to a lot of Timberwolves games, particularly when I want to see a certain player, a great player. And I went to Russell Westbrook games all the time. And I can tell you guys, from years of the Timberwolves being dog shit, like they've been good recently, but those 2010s, man, they were absolute horse shit. And there were a lot of times I'd go to games to watch a marquee player and they wouldn't show up. They'd either sit the game out or they would just coast through the game. Never happened with Russell Westbrook. He played every single game like it was his last, every single game like it was a game 7. He had that Mamba mentality. He was like the last relic from that past of guys really giving a fuck during the regular season. And I'll always love him for that. Obviously, the accolades speak for themselves. 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, MVP. People are going to remember the OKC days. The OKC days are great. I think he's the greatest Thunder player of all time. Obviously, SGA is going to pass him very soon, if not pass him already. A lot of people will say he's already passed him, but he's certainly in that conversation. What he did for that franchise, it's insane. The way he stuck by them when KD left, he deserves massive respect for that. But on top of the OKC days, it's just sad that some of the other parts of his career got kind of washed away. Like the Houston Rockets run got washed away, because when people remember the 2019-2020 season, they just remember what happened in the bubble. They don't remember what happened before the bubble. Before that season got shut down, like those last 30 games, I think it was January, February, Russ was on a roll, man. January, February, early March, he really turned it around. He really figured out how to play with James Harden. He became a great off-ball cutter. He was averaging in the mid-20s. He was getting like 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He was affecting the game on just a bunch of different levels. He really struggled when he first got there, but then he was able to adapt his game and he learned how to play off Harden. And it's sad that the bubble happened and people just kind of forgot about that, because it was really fun to watch. And then the next season with the Washington Wizards, people forget about what he did there too. He had to revert back to OKC Russ, where everything was on his shoulders, and he dragged a pretty bad Wizards team to the playoffs and even stole a win against a much better Philadelphia 76ers team, a team that still had, Joel Embiid healthy, peak Ben Simmons before he lost his mind. Like, it's impressive that he didn't get swept. So his Wizards year should be remembered. His Rocket year should be remembered. The Nuggets year is another example of how he was always just a high IQ player, and his game was a lot more malleable than people gave him credit for, because he had to go back to what he was doing, in Houston, where he's playing with a guy in Jokic who's always going to have the ball in his hands, and Russ is not going to be effective as a catch and shoot guy. So he figured out, okay, I got to be an excellent off-ball cutter again. I need to bring energy. He came off the bench and he made an impact for them. So those 3 seasons, super underrated, and just showed the high IQ and the malleability of his game. Even his LA Clippers year, like, think about it, guys. He played with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden. That's 4 Hall of Famers on the basketball court at the same time. And out of all of them, he had the smallest ego and sacrificed his game the most to try to make it work. It's a damn shame that his last season came on a shitty Sacramento Kings team. I wish he would have got signed this offseason by a contender. I just put out a video like 2 hours ago highlighting how he's still available, DeRozan's still available, Bradley Beal's still available, and all of them can contribute to a contender this year, hoping he would get signed. And now he's retiring, so maybe that just says that the market really wasn't speaking to him that way. They really didn't have that interest, but he deserved to go out with a good team, man. When people remember Russell Westbrook, a lot of people are going to say he's overrated. I'm always going to say he's underrated. I always feel like he got underappreciated, and we talked too much about the flaws and we didn't highlight what he was exceptional at enough. Like, I'm going to remember Russell Westbrook 15 years from now, when my daughter's really getting into basketball, hopefully, fingers crossed there, when she's really getting into it, she's asking me about certain players. Russell Westbrook is 100% going to be one of those guys I'm going to tell her about. I'm going to tell her how unreal it was to watch him at his peak, flying up and down the basketball court. So shout out to Russell Westbrook, man. Always been a fan, always stuck up for you. Definitely going to continue sticking up for you. Congrats on a legendary career.